Good morning, all of you. Myself, J.B.Dorugade. Last time we seen the about inheritance and variations. So we already studied that topic. Topic number 3: inheritance and variations. So we know the Mendel conducted experiment in his garden pea plants. Mendel conducted two experiments on garden pea plant, that is a monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. We already discussed about the monohybrid cross. And we know the monohybrid cross, the single pair of contrasting character is there, and their phenotypic and genotypic ratio is a phenotypic ratio 3:1 and genotypic ratio 1:2:1. In the same way, Mendel conducted next experiment, that is a dihybrid cross. So when the parent differ in two pair of contrasting character, the cross is known as a dihybrid cross. So the Mendel conducted his experiment on the garden pea plants. These garden pea plants having the 7 pair of contrasting characteristics. So out of 7 pair of contrasting character, the 2 character get considered, and he explained this cross. So Mendel conducted experiments on the garden pea plants, and this cross is a when parent differ in 2 pair of contrasting character, the cross is known as a dihybrid cross. For example, round shaped seeds and yellow colored seeds crossed with wrinkle shaped green colored seeds. So these are the one examples in the dihybrid cross. So these are the examples: round shaped yellow colored seeds crossed with a wrinkle shaped green color seeds. So one plant act as a male plant, another plant act as a female plant. As like the monohybrid cross, these plants are the one plant act as a male plant, another plant act as a female plants. And within these two plants, self-pollinations get performed here. That is hybridizations, or we call fertilizations. So from the male plant, the pollen grains get transmitted to the female plant or the gynosacs of that female part. Then fertilizations occur, then formations of seed takes place, and such seeds get sowing and raised into the again next generations. So that hybridization technique is there. So these male plants, they consider the one plant as male, another plant as female. So these parent plants having the phenotypes round shaped yellow colored plants, yellow colored seeds are there. Then wrinkle shaped green colored seeds are there. Then for round color, the genotype is a capital R, and for yellow color, that is capital Y. So there is a 2 factor, that is 2 allele is responsible for formations of round shape. This yellow color, for yellow color, capital Y, these 2 factor is responsible for formations of the yellow color. So that is a actual genetic constitutions, or Mendel call that is a factor. These capital R factor, both factor is responsible for yellow color. Likewise, these capital Y, both factor is responsible for yellow color. So these capital R, these genetic constitutions or the genotype is responsible for formations of round shaped yellow color seeds. So these are the genetic constitutions. Another plants, wrinkle green seeds, that is a smaller, these are responsible for wrinkle shaped. Small y, responsible for green color seeds. So these are the genotype of that plants. Then this plant produce the gamete during gametogenesis, and the gamete this factor enters into the gametes. So out of capital R, only single capital R, that is only single factor enters in each gamete. Likewise, out of capital Y, only single factor, that is only single capital Y introduced into these gamete. So this gamete contains the capital R, Y. So single factor enters into each gamete or single gamete. Likewise, these into these gamete. So this gamete contain the small r, small y. So these are the gametes from that round yellow seed and wrinkled green seeds. So these gametes get subsequently fused together to form fertilizations, and after fertilizations seed get forms and such seed gets sowing raised into the next generation. That is we call first generation. As like the monohybrid cross, that is the first generation. That is first generation, first filial generation. So these first filial generations having the genotypes from the both male and female plant, from the male plant or from the round yellow seeded plant, that is capital R, capital R, and from the wrinkle, that is a small r. From the round yellow seeded plant only capital Y, and from green wrinkle plant only small y. So the F1 plant, first generation plant, having the genotype is a capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, and such plant gets sowing and raised into the next generation, and the plant produce the seeds. The seeds is a round shaped yellow colored seeds. So these round shaped yellow colored seeds found into the first generation. So such character is known as a dominant character. As like the monohybrid cross, this dihybrid cross shows the first generation, those characters which expressed in the first generation, that is dominant one. So this dominant character is a round shaped yellow colored seeds. Out of these two parents, this character round shaped yellow colored seeds is a dominant character. Next slide. So selfing of F1, that is a F1 plant gets self crossed. Means those plants found into the first generation, they get self crossed. Means both male and female plants having the same genotype, that is a round shaped yellow colored seed and crossed with again round shaped yellow colored seeds. So both having the same phenotypes, both having the same genotypes. Genotypes is a capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Here capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Both phenotype and genotype is the same. So the F1 plant gets self-crossed, we call that is a selfing of F1. So this F1 plant produce the gamete during gametogenesis. So the gametes are there, the four types of the gametes are there. So these are the dissimilar gamete. The F1 plant contains the dissimilar gamete, that is we call heterozygous allele or the dissimilar gamete. So this capital R, small r, it is responsible for formations of the round color. So these two factor is responsible for formations of round color. But during gametogenesis, these two factor enters into the gamete separately. So these capital R enters separately into the gamete. This small r enters separately into the gamete. And because of that, these plants produce the four different types of the gametes. So these gametes are that is capital R, capital Y. Capital R from this out of capital R, small r, only capital R is introduced into the gamete. Here capital Y, small y, out of this capital Y and small y, only capital Y introduced into this gamete. So the gamete containing the alleles or the factor is capital R and capital Y. So these are the one gamete. Another gamete, this out of capital R and small r, only capital R introduced into the gamete, and out of capital Y, small y, only small y introduced into this gamete. So the second gamete is having the factors or the genotype, that is a capital R, small y. Next one, out of capital R, small r, only small r is there, and out of capital Y, small y, only capital Y. So this gamete having the that genotype or the factor is a small r, capital Y. Then next one, capital R, so small r, small y. So out of capital R, small r, only small r, out of capital Y, small y, only small y. So the last gamete contains the small r, small y. So these are the four different types of the gametes are there. That is capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, small y, then small r, small y. These are the four types of the gamete. So another plant having the same genotype. So these gametes are the same. That is capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, and small r, small y. So these are the four types of the gamete during the gametogenesis. That is formations of the gamete. Next one. So these gamete again subsequently get fused together to form the fertilization. So that is we call second fertilization, second filial generation, that is second fertilization. So this second fertilization is represented in a Punnett square. So the Punnett square is represented as like this. So here one parent, that is male parent, produce the gamete. These gametes are the from male gamete, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. Then from the female parent produce the female gamete. So these are the same gamete is there, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y, small r, capital Y, small r, small y. So four different types of gamete they get fused together. So here first one from the male gamete, capital R, from the female gamete, capital R. From the male gamete, capital Y, from the female gamete, capital Y. So capital R, capital R, capital Y, capital Y. So these are the phenotype of the first plant, and this phenotype, these are the genotypes of the first plant, and they produce the phenotype that is a round seed, round shaped, yellow colored seeds. So these are the as like the first parent, previous first parent, as like previous first parent. So these are the yellow round seeds. Then another next plant, capital R from the male gamete, then capital R from the female gamete. Then capital Y from the female gamete and small y from the male gamete. So capital letter gets first inferior. So that's why the capital Y is a written firstly. Okay, so these plants or these genotypes having the phenotypes is a round shaped yellow color seeds. These capital R responsible for round shape and capital Y, small y responsible for yellow seeds. So as like this, the different type of the genotypes get forms and they forms the different type of the phenotype. So all these, so we know these gamete get subsequently fused together and forms the number of genotypes. And these genotypes is meant for the expressions of the characteristics, that is the phenotype. So we know these both letters get capital, that is both are dominant alleles, they express the round shape. Both are the dominant for the color, that is capital Y, they are meant for the expressions of the yellow colors. Then in case of the heterozygous condition, capital R, small r, as like this capital R, small r, they are also responsible for round shaped cells. Then as like the capital Y, small y, these are the heterozygous conditions, they are responsible for the yellow colored cells. So here these recessive characteristics, that is wrinkle greens, express the in absence of dominant character. So like that is a small r, there is a no dominant allele. Both are recessive, so they express the wrinkle shaped. As like this, that is a small y, both are the recessive, so they produce the green color. So these recessive character freely expresses in absence of dominant characters. So they forms the different phenotypes is there. So we know the first parent, previous parents having the two phenotypes, that is a round shaped yellow color seeds. This plant cross with a wrinkle shaped green shaped. So this plant get obtained in also second generation. But in second generation, two another new combinations get arises. So these new combinations are that is a round green. So here round green, capital R, small r, for round shaped and small y stands for the green shaped. So here round seeded yellow colored plants crossed with a wrinkle shaped green colored plants. But here round and green there is a new combination, that is recombination. So these are the recombinant plant. These recombinant plant found into the second generation. As like this, another recombination, wrinkle yellow. So this wrinkle is a recessive characters. And so this recessive character assort with a yellow color seeds. So these smaller for the wrinkle color, and capital Y or also capital Y small y. So they are also formed into the wrinkle yellow seeded plant. So this wrinkle yellow seeded plant is another recombination, second recombination. So these are the two recombinations found into the second generation in the dihybrid cross. Okay, so this second generation forms the four types of the phenotypes. So next slide. So four types of the phenotypes. So phenotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross is a 9:3:3:1. So 9 plant is a round shaped yellow color seeds. So these are the 9 plants are there here. Then 3 plants are the round shaped green. That is a round green. These are the 3 plants. 1, 2, and 3. These 3 plants. Then another wrinkle yellow. These are 3. 1, 2, 3. And only one recessive is there. Wrinkle green, as like the previous pattern. So phenotypic ratio is a 9:3:1. These are the phenotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross. Then genotypic ratio, that is the actual genetic constitutions. So 1:2, 2:2, 1:2, 2:2, 4:2, 2:2, 1:2, 2:1. These are the actual genetic constitution, genotypic ratio of the dihybrid cross. Or let's say. So these genotypes are the different genotypes are there. So these capital R, capital Y, only one plant is there. So these are the one. So capital R, capital Y, small y. These are the one plant. Then another, that is a capital R, capital Y, small y. These are the two plants. So these are the actual genetic genotypes. So these are the genotype ratio is a next slide. So that is a 1:2, 2:2, 1:2, 2:2, 4:2, 2:2, 1:2, 2:1. So these are the genotypic ratio. So this genotypic ratio we obtain from that Punnett squares. So when you represent the Punnett square, you will easily get the genotypic ratio. So that is the dihybrid cross, and they represent the phenotypic and genotypic ratio. So Mendel conducted experiment on the garden plants. So they explain the two experiment, monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. And this monohybrid and dihybrid cross gives some laws of inheritance. Okay. So thank you.